I don't see how it will either.
I know. I mean, I just dug a pond. This ain't letting out a drop of water.
Yeah. Look how long it took that septic tank to finally drain. I think it evaporated more than it drained.
Probably did. Tombstone. I think the main, I got some bedrock. But see, the main thing is not to go too deep with it. You can always pile a little bit of dirt beside.
Oh yeah.
Sitting right on top of that rock.
I think that rock you can probably pull out.
I don't know if I pull it out and it makes a big hole.
I won't dump some dirt back in.
That's where they go. That's where they catch you. We're supposed to be doing this in undisturbed soil. That's the key. So when I don't dig, if I dug too deep, you're not supposed to kill it. That's the whole trick of doing this. That's how they do it. You can just go dig and then backfill and make it to wherever you want. Great. But they want it undisturbed. Base. You don't remember that in the test?
No. I know they said from the time we came out and marked it, they didn't want anything disturbed until the county came out and approved it.
Yeah.
But as far as digging the trench, I mean, you got to pull rocks out and stuff.
I don't know. You're the only one who took the test. You tell me.
That would be, that didn't come off. Yeah.
If there's a big giant boulder, do you pull it out?
Well, if it's a big giant boulder, it doesn't work for you.
It does. It seems like it's
Yeah.
But I mean, it works. We can go right over top of it.
Yeah.
I mean, the chamber might straddle it. Right there. You tell me what you want to do. Anchor out?
See if you can. See how deep it is. I know, man.
Oh, it's starting
to go. Yeah.
Wow, we got her now.
Yeah. Yeah, that's like sandstone.
Yeah.
It ain't no boulder.
Tombstone.
Yeah. That's what that'll be. Now you have to push a little bit more in there.
I guarantee you there ain't no estimator gonna come out and just nitpick it. That's probably what she has to deal with.
Yeah.
So we're gonna make it look like really where she would be happy if I showed up with a job.
Yep. Yeah, because she's going to be checking it. And if we do this right, then all that's going to do is build up confidence in her for when you're doing it as a business.
Yeah. And she'll be like how I do up north. If the inspector's busy, he'll skip me and just say, take a picture.
Yeah. I can see that with her too.
Yeah.
Because she was really impressed with what we did up there.
Yeah. That's good. I mean, I think we did a hell of a job.
Oh, yeah. And all that shit and all that work, getting that thing perfectly level and all side to side, she just put that on the entrance,
Well,
put that on the exit, and that was it.
I knew that. I knew it was gonna be, that was the thing. That's why I said, we're not really too much concerned about side to side.
It didn't have to be an exact. Hello friends, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to St. Bernard Acres. This is Monday,
July 7th. How y'all are? It's rare for me to get to be out here on a Monday, but had to work on the septic for a bit till we ran into some trouble. Or not trouble, just questions. You know, I'm like not a professional installer here. So, and I like to take steps. That lady is so helpful. She'll come out and look at what I've done so far and let me know how it's looking and what I should do next. And if what I'm doing is right. So, very lucky there. But let me take you around and show you a couple things. This, you may notice, there's a big chunk missing out of the dirt pile. There's a lot more is filled in. You can see all this. The place is not open for me to get the different riser that I need. So when he opens up, I can get the riser set. Then I can bury the rest of it. But yeah, it's getting pretty close. Hear the thunder? Yeah, guess what's coming? One of the reasons why we had to stop. But it was a good time. Got all this pretty much backfilled to my clean out anyway. And if we follow this little line down, but now you will get to see what infiltrator chambers are and what I've been talking about. This is where I think the distribution block is going to sit. Distribution box. Duh. Easy for you to say. If we go around here, there's the distribution box that I think can sit there. Raindrops coming. And then that, my friends, is the first leach line. It can only be a maximum of 12 inches deep, and it has to be 100 feet long. And it can follow the contour of the land. Now, I've got this far with it, and she's going to come out and check it out for me. Make sure I'm following it correctly. And then she'll lay out where the second one should go. We're kind of, I don't know what's more important. The distance has to be 5 foot wall to wall or 3 foot wall to wall. We're kind of confused. I don't know if you can see the orange paint down there, but we were marking out where the next set of infiltrator chambers should go. And it's really starting to rain, damn it. Yeah. Shoot. But that's the infiltrator chambers. Let me get up out of the rain. See if I can get over here. And yes, you can step on those things. Except when they're wet. That's why I slipped off of it. But yeah, they all just interconnect together. And they sit down there. And then they get buried. Got to have 6 inches of topsoil over it. Now I got a hump there because there's a massive rock. We are allowed a 3-inch up or down variance. And that's within the 3 inches if she allows it. Otherwise, I'm going to have to get a jackhammer to go after that rock. But yep, we got the leach field started. And there's enough room down here to do all 4 leach lines. But if she'll come out and approve this one, I can go ahead and bury this. And also have a question of where I should put the distribution box for sure. So another thing she can answer. But I'm getting ready to go back home. And by home, I mean Wheeling. Because I got to go to work tomorrow. And trust me when I tell you this. I got my 10,000 steps in today. Holy crap. And it's so hot. Fortunately, the rain might cool it down a bit. You never know. But let me get up here and close up the barn. I wanted to show you what I've been talking about as far as the infiltration chambers in the leach field. Those just sit right on the dirt. There's no gravel. There's no pipes. That's it. Alright, that's pretty much it. I'm back up in the cabin now where, number one, it's cooler. Number two, it's drier because it started raining. But no, I just wanted to show you what was going on with the septic. It's, it's going. You have to remember, I am not a professional septic system installer. I learned how to do it. I took the test. I passed the test. I got my certificate so that I could install my own system. But there are a lot of questions that I need answered, and she's good for that. Lindsay's excellent. And she'll come out here and look at this first line. Let me know if where that hump is, that rock, if I can get away with the hump. Otherwise, I'm going to have to run a jackhammer or something to break that thing loose, because it's a massive rock. We tried to dig it out. There is none of that. I'm just going to have to break it loose with a jackhammer. So she can answer questions like that. I'm kind of confused where I should put the distribution box. I mean, I know where I can, but I don't know if I just need to know some things before I do the entire thing. And if she says, no, you have to change this. I was talking to Bobby because, you know, she was out here. She explained it to both of us. And where she said to put the distribution box, we both were arguing about that because it would be, you know, we couldn't figure out how water was going to run uphill to the first chamber, you know, stuff like that. And she said it doesn't matter, but I want to make sure of everything. So I will schedule a time for her to come out here. I can meet her out here. We can go down there. She can look at everything, and she'll give me the yay or nay. She did that with the tank. Once I got the tank set, and I got the plumbing done from the house to the tank, and then the line going all the way down, she came out and okayed that. That passed inspection. That's why I was able to backfill it. You know, it's it's a process, and when you're not a professional at it, you got to be extra careful. And be grateful that there's somebody as nice as her that's willing to, you know, help you along. And because she had come out and marked out the first line, the line that we did, she had her transit, and we sprayed along where it would maintain, you know, the same elevation. And you can follow the curvature of the land and all that kind of stuff. You can snake those chambers around. She did the first one, and then she said, I don't have to do that. You guys know what you're doing. And we were like, oh, that's cool. But I do have some questions I need to ask and get some answers to before. I don't want to get all of it done and her say, well, you know, you should have done this. So they're willing to come out and help people out, so I'll take advantage of that. Better safe than sorry. And I think, you know, we got 2 weeks of rain coming. It's predicted every day for the next, I think, 10 days. It's predicted rain and thunderstorms. So I got this part done. I can get it checked out. You know, there is no major hurry for me to get it done. That's where the benefit comes from. But we took advantage of dry weather today to get that, you know, get that far with it. And it takes longer. I mean, when you're not professionals doing this stuff, you know, I agree. If I had paid $14,000, a company would have come out here probably in 1 day or 2 days and had it done and okayed. But that was $14,000. I'm doing it for $6,000. So if it takes me longer to save $8,000, I'm coming out ahead on the deal, trust me. But I got to head back to Wheeling. I got to get ready. I go back to work tomorrow, driving my cab. Just wanted to show you, you know, we are getting things accomplished. And I had to lock up the bar, you know, get the hell out of here. I've been here since Thursday. This is Monday. I went back yesterday and took a shower. When I found out I was going to be out here today to do this, you know, I'd been out here 2 days and in this heat, working out there, just drenched in sweat. So I said, look, I'm running back in town to get me a shower and some more clothes, because I don't take showers in buckets. Sorry, I'm not to that point yet. I'm not saying I couldn't, but if I don't have to, I ain't going to. It's just like me running electric out here. I love the idea of solar. I have my solar ready if something happens and an EMP takes out the power. I have my solar to still have my power, but I will pay for electricity if it's available. The convenience of having the electricity is worth it to me. The convenience of having running water and a shower is worth it to me. Now, hopefully next month I'll be able to take a shower in the new bathroom over there. You know, I'd like to have, you know, the goal this month by June have the building over there, Alex's building moved over there, the little addition finished, siding and roof over it and everything, and then have a toilet and a shower and a lavatory in there. Then I will have a shower. I'll be able to take a shower because we're going to get. Eventually, I'll put in a well, but the wells out here are very low producing wells. So I'm going to buy a 1,500 gallon tank, and then I'll have two totes. That'll be 2,000 gallons. That's the minimum that the water guy will deliver. A minimum of 2,000 gallons, and that costs $85. So and that's citywide. That's potable water. So once I get those set up, he'll bring out 2,000 gallons of water, and I'm not going to use that much, you know. And when we put the well in, it'll just be to service the cistern. So I have plenty of water. I don't have to worry about that. But the wells, everybody out here that has wells has cisterns, because that's just the way the wells are. We know that going in, so we'll work around it. But yeah, that's about it, I guess. Remember to like, share, comment. Let me know what you guys think. And I'll see y'all. Maybe I'll get to do a cab video. Who knows? But this is Joe out here at the cabin at St. Bernard Acres. I'm out.